Okay. And we have Pratyush. Admit. Hello, Pratyush. Welcome to the Blender Kids workshop. Can you turn on your webcam? Admit all. Admit all. Hello, Ashmin. Hi. Welcome. Pratyush, can you please turn on your webcam while we wait for. I think one more person needs to join in, right? Who's that? Ah, okay. Kabir. Hello, Kabir.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Kabir. Welcome. Hi, Pratyush. Welcome. All right. I think we have everyone in for now. One, two, three, four, five. Yes. Yes, Kabir. You want to ask me something?
No, sir, I raised my hand by mistake.
Okay, no problem.
Also, I was wondering what will we be learning today?
Yes, I'm going to take you through it all. All right. Just give me a minute. I just want to set up one thing. Okay. All right, all right, I'm here. Hi guys, welcome. Welcome to the first session of the Blender Kids workshop. All right, thank you for joining the workshop. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you guys here. There is one participant who's missing. She'll be joining us tomorrow because she has some exam today, right? And so we have Austin, Ashmin, and Tushar from the same school, right? Tushar, you're also next, right? Tushar, no, sorry, Pratyush. Yes. And Niranjan, where are you from? You are,
NPS.
and you're in Bangalore, right?
Yeah, Coromandel.
Right. And and what about Kabir? Where are you? You're in Bombay.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Perfect. So awesome. I'm really excited to have you guys here. And so I want to take you, take you through a little bit of what we are going to do and, what this session is, what Blender Kids is about. Okay. So in today's session, the intention of today's session is to orient you towards what we are going to be doing and get you started, right, in Blender. Now, Blender Kids is not about Blender actually. Blender Kids is about orienting you towards being an artist, seeing the world as an artist, right? And how an artist would break down the world, right? To begin to build it. Because as an artist, you are going to build worlds, you're going to build things, you're going to create characters, cars, environments, all of that, right? Some of you want to make video games, some of you want to make stories, some of you want to make films, right? And uh, to do that, we want to begin to see the world differently. And so each of our session is going to start on the building blocks of beginning to see the world as an artist. And how do you implement that in a tool like Blender, right? Everyone with me so far? Austin, I can only see your forehead. And Kabir, can you please turn on your camera, please? Kabir? All right. Okay. Yeah. It gives me some visual feedback, so I know when I'm talking, right? So I want to quickly ask you guys. Okay. Why do you want to do Blender, or why do you want to do 3D art? What really excites you? So give me a quick answer. Go ahead, Austin. Let's start with Austin.
Sir, I like designing on Blender.
You like designing in Blender, okay? And what would you like to design? What do you want to make?
Like characters.
Characters. All right. What about you, Niranjan?
Mechs.
Sorry?
I want to make mechs
You want to make mechs?
and characters. That's it.
When you say mechs, like mecha characters, like anime, robots.
Okay.
Sorry?
Like that only.
Like that only, right? Okay, perfect. All right. What about you, Pratyush?
For me, I want to make like architecture
Architecture.
because
Right. Okay, awesome. Ashwin,
I wanna like animate and stuff in Blender.
oh, you want to animate? You want to do animations, right? Oh, that's very cool. Okay, and what about you, Kabir?
I just want to make 3D designs and kind of print them.
Oh, so you're more into 3D printing, right? You wanna make things that you can hold in your hand, like products and that kind of thing.
But also I kind of want to make like video games and all maybe.
Perfect. So awesome. So and that's what being a 3D artist, you can with an application like Blender, you can do all these things. You can make games, you can make 3D printing. You can make models for 3D printing. You can do architecture, which is one of the biggest use cases for Blender, right? And while you're doing all of this, it actually develops your visual sense. And as an artist, we call it visual cognition, right? And so that's what we're going to be focusing on through these 6 sessions in our workshop, right? And also, while we're doing that, we're going to be doing some techniques of building in Blender, right? Now, when it comes to 3D, it all starts. So you might not, you may already know this, but I'll just give you a sense. So 3D animation starts inside the computer, and it starts with something called modeling. After you have your model ready, then it comes to texturing. That's where we do coloring. We color our texture, we put materials on it. After that, we go into lighting, where we light it up and where everything's visible. And if you are going to animate, there's also one stage in between, which is called rigging, where we put bones in our character or in our object. These bones are like puppet bones. When you put those bones inside, you can actually control things and move things around, right? And then after that comes animation, if you're doing animation. And then the last step is compositing and rendering, right? So this is the whole pipeline for production. And in our workshop, we are going to touch upon all of it in a very, like, in an overview kind of way, right? And so at the end of this session, you'll be able to create an image completely from scratch, right? And what's more important is using your aesthetic sense, right? Using what your sense of what looks good, what looks nice, right? And all of that, we're going to develop that. So all of this begins with something that I call, let me just share my screen, okay? So our session has officially begun, and I'm going to show you my screen right now. Share. All right, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, guys? All right. So, see, break, build, and change. What is this, right? So as artists, we see the world slightly differently, right? We don't just see the world for what it is, but we see the world for what it's made of, right? So as an artist or someone who's getting into 3D art, you begin to see the world and break it. Like when you break it, you're looking at, okay, what are the shapes that make this object, right? And then once you are able to simplify whatever it is, like for example, say you want to make a video game, and in the video game, you have this really complicated tank, right? Which is like a battle tank, and it has all these various pieces to it. It has, all kinds of complication. But and just looking at all those complications, you might be like overwhelmed, right? But as an artist will begin to see, okay, what are the big shapes here? What are the details here, right? And how do I simplify this? So the first part is seeing, observing from that angle, and then beginning to break it down, right? Break it down into its essence, right? An artist actually breaks down things to what the essence of it is, right? And then comes the third part is where you build it. So you begin to, like, if you're a painter, you start painting it. If you're a draftsman or someone who draws or sketches, you start sketching it out. And if you're a 3D artist, you begin to build it in 3D, right? And then comes the last stage where you change it. So you start building it as it is, but then you change it and make it your own, right? Like you change maybe the size, change the texture, you add something that isn't there but makes it look a lot better, right? And we look at this in a more practical sense right now. So this is the structure that we are going to look at throughout this workshop: see, break, build, and change, right? So everything I ask you to model, you're going to see it, you're going to break it, then you're going to build it, then you're going to change it, right? And this is the structure that I want you to develop. Okay, so let's just take a look at a couple of quick examples. Okay, so okay, can you see the screen? Now I know you guys are a little, you guys already have some Blender experience, right? And if I show you this image and I ask you, what is this? So all of you tell me, what is this? It's an iPad, right? What are the basic shapes here? What is this made of?
Rectangle. Two rectangles.
Perfect. It's a rectangle, right? And there is a slight modification where the edges are curved, right? So it's a basic shape, which is a rectangle, but with a modification of curved edges, right? And so this is how you break down things. Very simple, right? But as we move forward, you'll begin to see how this applies. Okay? All right, let's pull out of this. Let's look at this shape. Now, who answered first? Someone else, go ahead. Tell me what you see. Ashmin?
I see a semicircle, a cylinder, like a stick.
Yeah, and the stick is also a cylinder of a different radius, right?
And like a short cylinder for the base.
Absolutely. And it makes up a real object, which is a lamp, right? It's a stylized lamp made of basic shapes, right? Perfect. Now these shapes are much easier to break down, of course, right? One second. Oopsie. Let's look at this one. Who else would like to go? Austin?
Sir, it's a circle with like a triangle.
Yeah. So that would be like a circle. Triangle would be looking at it as a flat object, right? But it, in essence, this is a three-dimensional object, and so we have a sphere at the top and a cone below, right? Yeah? Okay. Now let's look at something like this. A little more complicated, right? So here we have a rectangle for the body, and then we have various circles for the, sorry? Yeah, Kabir? Go ahead.
Sorry, I raised my hand by mistake.
Sorry?
I raised my hand by mistake.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right. So here we have a rectangle, and then we have these tiny shapes, which are cylinders and circles, and here down here you have this elongated rectangle with curved edges, right? And can you begin to see where I'm directing this to, right? We are beginning to break down images that we see and trying to simplify, right? And you probably already can imagine how would you start building this, right? So let's go ahead and look at some 3D models, right? So here you go. Again, this has a whole bunch of basic shapes only, right? They're all just rectangles, cubes, but then it's made a tiny little building, right? With, with a balcony and a roof and all of that, right? And so anything in this world, anything that you want to create is possible. All you have to do is like break it down into simple shapes and start building from there, right? Detail is just another level of basic shapes, right? All right, let's just, and then again, if you begin to look at some characters, so I'm going to show you some very simple characters. What is this happening? There you go. Look at that, right? Now here, of course, the shapes aren't as specific, but then you can break them down. Like this is, an oval. Here you have like a cylinder. Here again, you have an oval. and then for the feet again you have some ovals with like a bottom oval, and they're all merged together, which makes it a little more complex while looking at it, but it's actually a very simple object, right? Here again we have this kind of a character, again very simple shapes, circles and oblong or elongated ellipses, right? Some fun stuff. One second. All right. So what happened here? Yeah. And then I'm going to show you. Yeah. So you see, this is so simple characters, right? And all of this is you can create in Blender very easily once you get a sense of how to put things together and what are the basic tools and basic techniques, right? And we're going to get into that. All right. And yeah, this is what I wanted to show. Now look at this. If you look at it, it might overwhelm you. It might look like, oh, there are so many little tiny pieces, on this roof and on the top and down here. But if you were to look at it, it's actually just a cylinder with a bigger cylinder on top and a cone on the top, right? And at the base, you have like a cube which is flattened. And then on top of that, you have this whole bunch of detail, right? And so, as an artist or as someone who builds or creates, we always start with simplifying whatever we want to create, right? And so now we're going to do some exercises and we're going to start from there. So let me just turn this off. And before I go ahead, one second. Huh? So before I go ahead, I want to ask you guys, all of you have completed the starter kit, right? Yes? Thumbs up. Everyone's completed the starter kit. So everyone knows how to navigate inside Blender and how to manipulate objects. And when I say manipulate, you know how to scale, rotate and position an object. Correct? All of you know how to do that, right? Okay, perfect. So now we can jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, all right, one sec. I'm just going to share my screen again. Oopsie, where does this go? Time to share my screen. Entire screen. Okay. And I'm going to turn on Blender. So I'm going to give you a quick little exercise, okay? And the exercise is to let Blender open. Yes, yes, Pratyush. Tell me.
Is the mouse necessary?
Sorry, come again?
The mouse necessary, the mouse?
Yes. Use the mouse. Yes, yes, of course. I'm using a 3-button mouse. I recommend a 3-button mouse. All right. There you go. So here you can see I have this ice cream cone. Okay. And the ice cream cone you can see is made up of some basic shapes put together. All right. So I'm going to give you a minute or two. Shouldn't take you too much time to make this. Okay. So go ahead. And that's your first exercise. All right. So go ahead, open Blender and look at this. My screen is on share. You can look at this and make this. Any questions? Guys, any questions? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
No, you can build this out. Ashmin, Austin?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead, build it out. I'm waiting. Yeah?
It's on.
Come down.
It's on.
Okay, now you guys go. Are you going to sit here? Bachcha, I'm running the session. If you want to be part of the session, be part of the session. Don't come to show me other things. All of you are able to share your screens, right, with me? Yeah. So as soon as you're done, I want each one of you to just share your screen and show it to me, right? So we'll do it one by one. Yeah. So as soon as you're done, just raise your hand and we'll look at it. Okay. Pratyush, you done? This triangle, this sphere. So this sphere is a different kind of sphere. It's there in your objects, and if you go to mesh, it's called an icosphere. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Right? So it's just a different type of sphere. It's a basic shape. You don't have to do anything. Right?
Okay, fine.
Don't distract me with other things.
I'm going to make my next one. You don't want to catch up with me, so don't. Bye bye.
What's that?
All right. Start finishing up. Ashwin, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, share your screen. Let's take a look.
Right.
I'm going to stop presenting just a second. Yeah. All right.
So the thing is, this is my phone and I did it on my laptop.
So just show your phone to the screen. Yeah. Go a little closer. Move it a little down. The phone. A little further down. There you go. Good job. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, perfect. All right. Good job. Who else? Who's next?
Sir,
Yes.
the next screen is gone.
Sorry?
Your screen is gone.
Yes. My acha, you want to see the cone? Okay, 1 second. Huh? Yes. There you go. There you go.
Let's see. Yeah, sir, can I, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, Niranjan.
Uh,
You want to show me, right? Okay. How are you showing me? Are you screen sharing or turning your phone to the screen?
Screen sharing.
Screen sharing. Okay, Pratyush, just hold on. I'm going to turn off my screen sharing to see this. Okay, go ahead. All right, there you go. You got it. Okay. Thanks, Niranjan. Okay. So this was just a test. to to see if you can move things around and place things properly, right? And you are doing very well. All right, Kabir, Austin, yeah, Kabir, you got it?
Can I show?
Yes, for sure. One second, I'm gonna stop.
One second. Can I show now?
Who wants to show?
Me.
Kabir, yeah, go ahead.
Could you please just spotlight my screen so I can show it?
Do I have to spotlight your screen? One second. How do I do that? Ooh.
Please check. I'll just show it.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Move your phone a little closer to your screen. Further. Even closer. It's now, I can only see the properties panel. There you go. Good job. Good job. All right. Thanks. All right. And can you see everyone's done their own version, right? And that's the fun part, right? Like you get to make it your own, no matter what you make, right? In this case, this ice cream. So everyone's proportions are different, the cone size is different, right? All right, Austin and Pratyush, would you like to show me?
Can I show mine, sir?
Who, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll stop sharing. Yes, go ahead. Are you sharing your screen or turning your phone to your screen?
Sir, I'm trying to share it.
All right.
Sir, may I share?
Yeah, sure. Okay, Austin, take a minute. Let Pratyush show. Go ahead. Go ahead, Pratyush.
Wait, I'm just granting access.
Okay.
So can I share?
Okay, Austin, go ahead. What happened? Pratyush has dropped out. Okay, maybe. Yeah, Austin, you go ahead. There you go. Good job. Good job. Okay. Cool. And now we'll just wait a minute for Pratyush. So good job. So there you go. You already started doing the C. Yes. Pratyush, can you show now? Yes. All right. Very good. Now, very good. Good job. So, all of you got this absolutely on the nail, right? I'm really happy, right? You did it in less than 5 minutes, right? All of this, right? Thanks. You can stop sharing now. Thanks, Pratyush. Good job. And so, this demonstrates that you can see an object, you can break it down, figure out what are the shapes, and place it. And essentially, modeling is just this, doing it multiple times over and over again with more objects and putting many things together, right? Essentially. Now, of course, there are some techniques that come in which we are going to get into, right? So now let's look at some other objects, okay? I'm going to show you a dumbbell, okay? Don't save. There you go. So this is like a really simple object, okay? But I want to demonstrate something with this. So typically I would ask you to build this, but I know you can do this very quickly, right? It's not a big deal. It's just three shapes. There's, and three cylinders essentially, right? But I also know how you would do it. What you would do is you would make one. So tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, guys, you would make a cylinder and then you would make another cylinder and then you would duplicate that cylinder and push it here. Correct? How many of you would do it that way? One sec. Let me explain, or let me do it. Let me show you. Okay. Let me show you. Close all of this. Edge. All right, so I'm going to add a cylinder mesh and say cylinder. I'm going to rotate it on the y-axis by 90, and then I'm going to scale it using the, I'm going to scale it, and then I'm going to reduce the circumference. So there you go, I got a handle. Now I will duplicate this. So shift D, I'm holding down shift. Oh, one sec, you can't see my keys. There you go. So you can see my keys. So now I'm going to hold down shift and press D, which duplicates that. And now I right click on my mouse, so it jumps back there, and then I scale this, scale it up. Oops, I hold this square, scale it up, and then I move it to the side. So now we got one side, correct? Now, is this how we would have done it so far? Yeah, guys? Yeah? And then you would duplicate this, shift D, and then you
But I
would,
can't see the screen.
you can't, oh, you can't see my screen.
We can't see this.
Oh man, you guys should have told me. Sorry, my mistake. Guys, you should have told me earlier, no? Alright, one sec. Can you. One sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, wait. I'll start over, okay? Okay, now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So, can you see the screen and can you see that, so like I was saying, I would typically ask you to build this. Now, how would you build this? Can someone say? Anyone?
Use the
Same
mirror.
person.
Yes, Pratyush?
So basically, I thought we can normal cylinder, then I also duplicate it by shift key. Then I have just rotate it and make it to a bit smaller. Then I'll just create and like another cylinder, but create that one more narrow.
Narrow.
Then just create a center of the two cylinders.
Right. So let me demonstrate, okay? So I've turned that off. I'm going to add a cylinder, mesh, cylinder, okay? I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis, on the y-axis, so the green handle, okay? And while I'm rotating it, I'm going to hold down shift. Can you see this dot? So now this snaps. So it's easy for me to make it 90 degrees, right? So it's 90 degrees, right? Everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to use the scale tool and I'm going to scale it on the x-axis, okay? And now I want to reduce the circumference. So to reduce the circumference, I need to scale it both on the z and the y-axis. So the way I do that with the gizmo is I press and hold the red rectangle, right? Sorry, square. And this basically scales on every axis except the x-axis, right? Because the x-axis is the red axis, okay? So now I make it narrow, and now I got the handle. After this, I'm going to duplicate this. So I have the other shape, and it's, so now you can see I have two shapes here, cylinder 1 and cylinder 3, okay? And I'm going to squish this a bit, and then I'm going to scale it again. There you go. So now I got the weight side of the of my dumbbell. Everyone with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, yes. Any questions, Tushar? Sorry, Pratyush.
Basically, what I do is like basically I like select the object, then press S or R. S for
Correct.
scale, R
Correct.
for rotate.
Correct. Yes. So
Then
you're, yes.
log be like coordinates. For example, I can use X, S and H. So they use scale in the X axis.
Correct, Pratyush. Correct. Absolutely. So you are using all the keyboard shortcuts, right? And we are going to get into keyboard shortcuts, but since it's session 1, I want you to use the gizmos first, right? But if you are already comfortable with the keyboard shortcuts, no problem, continue using the keyboard shortcuts. For other kids who are not used to keyboard shortcuts yet, because starting out immediately on keyboard shortcuts might get people confused, and that's why I'm using the gizmos. And as we move forward, we'll start using the keyboard shortcuts, right? Because you want to get everyone used to it first, right? So if you're using keyboard shortcuts, great, keep it going. Everyone else just follow the gizmos, right? Okay, so now I have this object at the center, and now I can just move this to the side, okay, and I can just duplicate this, so shift D again, and just move it here, and then I can call it a day, right? There you go, I have a dumbbell, okay. Now in Blender, in 3D, in art generally, you can always get the same outcome through many methods, right? You can have multiple, you can have like literally millions of methods to get the same outcome, right? And there is no right way. You can't argue and say, no, this is the right way or that is the wrong way, right? There could be a better way or a faster way or a more efficient way, but there's no right way. All ways are a way to get to the final product, right? And so right now, duplicating it is one way, okay, and I'm going to show you another way, which opens up a whole new a whole new way of modeling, okay, and which is using modifiers, right? So like we saw in our iPad, the first iPad we saw, the iPad is rectangular, but it's modified with curved edges, right? And so modeling is just that. You have basic shapes and then you can modify some shapes. So this is an introduction into modifiers. Now there are many types of modifiers. Right now we're going to be looking into one of the most important and used, very commonly used modifier, which is called the mirror modifier. So for that I'm going to undo, and I think Austin, you mentioned this before, right? Yes, yes, Pratyush.
So what are modifiers?
Yes, I'm coming to that, right? Okay, so here we have our object, okay? I have undone all the things that I did in terms of duplicating, and I've brought it to the center. Now you can see the origin of my object is at the world origin. The world origin, as you all know, is the center of our 3D space. This is our world origin, and the coordinates for this is 0, 0, 0, right? And since our 3D cursor, if you can see this red and white kind of crosshair, that's our 3D cursor, and by default the 3D cursor is always at the world origin, right? We'll get into 3D cursor a little later in the workshop, but for now the 3D cursor is always at the origin in terms of default, and our objects also always appear there. And so if you look at it, our object's origin is always at the world origin, okay? And this is ideal because now we are going to use a modifier. So now let me tell you what a modifier is. A modifier is an operator that you apply onto a geometry or a mesh. A geometry or mesh is nothing but an object, right? This is a geometry. This can also be called a mesh. Can also be called a like a shape, right? An object, right? So an operator or a modifier is applied to this, and it changes the object, right? So let's look at where the modifiers are. So right now I don't want you to work in Blender, just watch the demonstration, okay? Watch my demonstration closely. Kabir, I hope you are watching, right? Okay, so now I have my object selected, which is this object, and in my properties panel you can see there are a whole bunch of, so this panel here is called the properties panel, right? And in this properties panel you have a whole bunch of tabs, right? Several different properties are accessible to you. Out of these, you want to look at the blue color wrench. Can you see the blue color wrench?
Yeah.
This here is the modifier. So when you click on the modifier, it opens the modifier tab in the properties panel, okay? Now inside the modifier panel you can see that there is nothing here, but there is a plus sign and an add modifier. So when you click on this, it gives you a menu. Now in this menu you can see a whole bunch of menus are there: edit, generate, deform, normals, physics, geometry, hair, instances, and geometry nodes. So a whole bunch of things. For us generally we are going to be working a lot in generate, right? So in generate, if you look, there are multiple things like array and boolean and build and edge split. So we'll get into some of these later in the workshop. But for now, I want you to scroll down to mirror. Right? So now let's click on mirror. So as soon as I click on mirror, you can see it has appeared here in your modifier stack. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. Okay. I want you to catch up to where I am. So what I want you to do is open a new file. So save your ice cream file, open a new file, make this handle quickly, and then make this shape quickly, and then have this shape selected and add the mirror modifier. So catch up with me. Go ahead. Any questions, let me know. How's it going, boys and girls? Are you getting it?
Yes.
All right. Kabir, I can't see your camera, so I hope you're following, yeah?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. Okay, guys, you can go now.
Do अभी YouTube to YouTube to do while taking.
Raise your virtual hand as soon as you reach where I am, right? Which is these two objects, and one has a mirror modifier. Done? Ashmin? Good job, Ashmin. Good job. So you have it exactly like how I have it, right? Okay. So this is how our workshop is going to be. Just while you're working, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I will demonstrate a little bit and then you catch up, right? And then I will move forward and then again you catch up. So this way you'll get hands-on practice, right? As I'm doing it. All right. So when I'm demonstrating, you have to watch very carefully. Okay, perfect. Who else? Yes, Austin. Austin, you've also got it exactly like this, right? With one shape here,
Yes.
and then you have this elongated shape, and this weight shape has the mirror.
Yeah.
Perfect, Austin. Good job. All right, Niranjan's also done. Good job. And we'll just wait for Kabir and Pratyush and then we'll move on. Okay, Kabir's also got it. You got it exactly this way, right, Kabir? Just checking.
I did.
Okay. Okay. Pratyush?
Sir, how do you adjust like radius of the circle?
How do you adjust the radius of the circle, right? Yeah. So when you are adjusting the radius, right, and you don't want to elongate it, right? Like for example, now if I click on this, everything is increasing, right? You want the length to remain the same, but you don't want you just want to scale it on Z and Y. So what you have to do is you click on the red square. Can you see the square? This square means that it will scale only on the blue and green and not on the X. Can you see on the X it's not growing. It's only growing on the Y, Z and Y. Right? So that's how you increase the circumference. Of course, depends on which axis or which direction your object is oriented in. Right? Do you understand, Pratyush?
Yes.
Okay,
What?
Pratyush, can you share your screen quickly? Everyone else has got it, so let me just take a look at your screen.
So I can see the finish.
Yeah, you just share your screen. Okay, let's take a look. All right. So now, yeah, orbit around. Let's see this is the handle, right? Okay. Okay, cool. Now duplicate this object. Shift D and right click and then scale again. Now scale, and since you are using, so now you can scale Shift X. So you are using keyboard shortcuts, right? So S and then Shift X. Sorry, Shift Y. Your orientation is different. Also, you haven't. So 1 second. Yeah, see. Can you look, just a second, Pratyush, just a second. Look at your N tab, right? Can you see your N tab on the side? There's X, Y, Z values. So can you see your rotation values are off whack, right? You have all kinds of values there. So zero them all out first. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Okay. And now on the Y axis do 90. On the Y axis. No, not that. Not location, rotation. Rotation. On rotation, on the Y axis do 90. Okay, now delete this other object. See, can you see it was slightly theta? Now if it's a little theta, then you're going to have trouble. Right? Okay, there you go. So,
Basically, I just pinned it and it become like that.
sorry, come again?
I just like pinned it using the R
Ha.
and
So when you're using R, you want to use specific values like R90. So it will rotate 90 degrees. Otherwise, it will be like somewhere halfway, right? And then modeling will become very difficult because it's not proper right angle perpendicular, right? We want to keep all our values perpendicular. So like right now, like see, my all values are 0 except for Y, which is 90, right? So it's exactly aligned to your x-axis. Okay, perfect. Now select the object. Okay, now duplicate. Shift D. Okay, right click. Okay, now press S for scale and Shift X and move your mouse up. Yes. Zoom out and scale X. Oh, where did he go? Are you there?
Here, left the meeting. Pratyush is next.
Pratyush has dropped out, I think.
I think his Mac turned off.
Okay, cool. We shall move on. I'll fill him up soon. Okay, so all of you guys, you can lower your hands. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I'll fill him up. when he comes back. But let's go ahead. Can you see my screen? No, you cannot see my screen. Let me share my screen, entire screen. So now we're going to do the demonstration for the mirror modifier. All right. So, okay. Guys, all of you go on mute. Huh? I can hear a lot of sound somewhere. I think Niranjan, it's coming from your end, right? Yes, that's perfect. All right. So now here we have this object. We have the object selected and you can see the mirror modifier on. However, oops, what happened here? Just a second. My window went off whack. Okay. And outliner and properties. Okay. So with my modifier stack, I can see the mirror modifier, but I can't see a mirror object here, right? And when I move it as well, so I'm moving it, I still can't see a mirror. So what's the point of this mirror modifier, right? Why isn't it working? Okay, the reason why it's not working is that we have to use the mirror modifier in a different mode. So let me first explain to you how the mirror modifier works. So the mirror modifier essentially reflects or mirrors an object across the origin, right? So it will mirror it on either side of the origin based on whatever axis is selected. Right now we have the x axis selected here. You can see x is selected in blue. That means if I move this to the right, an object should appear here, which is a duplicate of this. However, that's not happening. Okay, and the reason why that is that when I move this, notice what's happening. When I move this, the origin is also moving with my object, right? And so there is a duplicate, but that duplicate is exactly here. It's on this, because right now if you see from the front view, my object, my origin is right in the center, and there is no this side, that side, because the object is there. And when I move my object, the origin is also moving with it, right? So the way to move the object and get the mirror modifier to work is to move it in the edit mode. Now all of you might know this. Let's jump up here. You can see in Blender we have several modes in the viewport. Right now we've been working in the object mode so far, right? Here we have something called the edit mode. So when I click on the edit mode, of course you have to have the object selected, because it's like going into that object's edit mode. Say for example, if I click on this, you are going into this object's edit mode, right? So now I have to jump back out and then click on this object. This is the object we want to edit, and we are going to click on this and go into the edit mode. All right. Now in the edit mode, you can see everything is selected, right? And before I go ahead, I just want to let you know, if I click somewhere away, and you might also do, you might notice that the selection is gone, right? And it looks a little different. You have these black lines, these black dots. This tells you that you are in edit mode, correct? However, nothing is selected now, and for you to move this, you need it to be selected. So the way to do that is just hit A on your keyboard. A is the shortcut for select all. So when I click A, there you go, everything is selected now. Okay, so that was just quickly to show you how to select. Now I'm going to go and click on my move tool here, and like I said, on the X axis, if I move this, I'm supposed to see a reflection. Okay, so let's see if that happens. What? It's not happening. Okay, it's not happening because I'll tell you something very critical needs to be resolved. Okay, so it should be working this way. We should be seeing a duplicate here, but we are not seeing a duplicate. And the reason for that is, the reason for that is in the object mode. So let's jump into the object mode. Okay, and in the object mode, let's hit N on the keyboard. Okay, so when I hit N on the keyboard, it brings up this, and you can click on item. Now in item, let's look at these values. Okay, so you can see my X, Y, and Z is 0. That's why my origin is right at world 0, 0, 0, 0. You can see my rotation is 0, but on Y axis, it's 90 degrees because I rotated it, right, when I created it. Okay, and you can see I changed the scale of it. So the scale values is 2.258. It's kind of random odd numbers. Okay, so whenever you transform an object in object mode, these values change. And this is the reason why a modifier will not work on that geometry. So for a modifier to work on that geometry, these values have to be default. So how do we make it default after you make these changes? It's very simple. All you have to do is click on the object and click on Control A is the shortcut for apply. And when you hit Control A, it gives you this menu called apply location, rotation, scale, all transforms. So for this, right now I have a rotation change which is 90 degrees and I have scale change. So I'm just going to click on all transforms. So see what happens as soon as I click on all transforms. Boom. Can you see? Nothing happened in my viewport, but all my values got zeroed out, including the y 90 degrees, and my xyz became 1111. Now, but my object has remained the way I wanted it to be, right? It didn't go to how it was, right? It is what I wanted it to be, but those values got applied to it and now it is in default. Okay. Now let's look at it in the edit mode. Okay. So I'm in edit mode and now I'm going to drag it and there you go. Here we have our mirror. Okay. And now why is the mirror so useful? The mirror is useful because you don't have to manually go and place it on the other side and it is exactly symmetrical. As much I move it on this side, it moves that much on that side, right? And when you're building models in 3D, accuracy is very important, especially symmetry. Having symmetry is very important. When you're building, say, a car, a character, generally the left side is equal to the right side, right? And so whenever you're making, say, a character, a gun, a car, a robot, it's always symmetrical. So you're always just modeling one side and the other side is just mirrored, right? And this way you get absolute accuracy. So this was a simple way of demonstrating the mirror modifier. Now I'll just take this another step forward. In the mirror modifier, you can see you have axis XYZ. Let's look at clicking on Y. So now I have mirror on the X and Y. So of course you can't see Y, but if I click on the Y axis and pull it out, there you go. I got a mirror of this. And then if I click on the Z axis and I move it up, there you go. I got a mirror on the Z axis, right? And so that's how powerful this mirror modifier is. So I'm going to undo this. So Z, Y, I'm going to turn it off. And I want it to come back. So I'm going to undo. There you go. So now this is our dumbbell. Okay. And so now I want you to catch up. Okay. So you are going to have to go into object mode, apply, Control A, apply all transforms, and then come back into edit mode, select your object A, and then move it and make your duplicate. Yeah. So go ahead. Any questions so far? Guys.
No, sir.
No, right? All right. So catch up with me. We are almost towards the end of the class. So catch up and I just want to quickly see your scenes. All right. See your dumbbells. Ashmi, you already done?
Sir, you ran done.
Yeah.
Done. Arey wah. You guys are super quick here. I'm really happy. Okay. How about you, Niranjan and Kabir and Pratyush?
I missed it actually.
You missed it, no, Pratyush? Don't you worry, Pratyush, okay? As soon as this session is over, I'll be sending you a recording, okay? And the recording will have, will cover whatever you missed, okay? And then if you have any doubts, I'm available. You can post on the group, okay? And I will answer any questions you have, okay? And if you further have any questions, we can address it tomorrow as well in the session, okay? But as soon as this session is done, in about half an hour, I'll send you a recording. Okay? It's not a recording of this session, it's a recording of me demonstrating the mirror modifier, right? So you'll get a whole sense of how to do it. Yeah? Okay. And yeah. So it's okay if you don't do this right now. Now I just want Kabir and Niranjan to catch up. I can't hear.
So I kind of finished it, but it got deleted accidentally.
Oh, that's okay. So what I want you guys to do, okay, after this session is done, I want you to open your ice cream and render an image. So how would you do that? You would just go to view and you would do render viewport. Okay, put your view in a nice view, like zoom in a little bit and just do view render viewport and save the image. And for the ice cream and for your dumbbell, so Kabir, since you lost your dumbbell, you do it again, right? And just take an image and post it on the group. Okay, so I want all of you to do that. Clear? Any questions? Say no. No questions. No questions, huh? Okay. Okay, cool. So quickly, Austin, Ashmin, and Niranjan, quickly show me your dumbbells with the mirror modifier. I'm going to turn off my sharing.
Okay, so I should share my screen.
Yes, share. Oh, perfect. Good job, Austin. Have you worked with the mirror modifier before?
Yeah.
All right, all right. So you know how this works. Good job. Quick. Okay. Thanks. You can stop sharing. And Ashmin, you can just turn your phone to your screen. Good job. It worked as planned, right? As expected.
Yeah.
Good job. Niranjan?
It's not working. Could be.
It's not working for you? Can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll help you out. And
I
Pratyush,
think it's something to do with the concept.
yeah. So, like what Pratyush was doing also, right? If your object is not aligned properly, yeah. See, there you go. So see, you're having some trouble here, right? Scaling the object. Okay, let's first focus on the weight. So click on the weight. You have your this thing now. You're in object mode. Click on item on the right side, of your viewport. Yes, item. Uh, it's under options. Just under that. Yeah, item. Correct. Click on that. Yeah. Why can't we see your item? Okay, there you go. Okay, so you have applied your scale. Perfect. Okay, now jump into edit mode. So go to edit mode. All right. Okay. Now why it's not working is because right now I can see that one second now you have a couple of objects. Why is this? Hit A on your keyboard. You have two objects there. Okay, go back to object mode. Okay, click on the object. Okay, and move it. Yeah, just move it. Okay, so something's gone wrong with your object to begin with. Okay, so I would suggest you redo the whole thing. Okay, first off, your handle has gotten squished, right? So while you are trying to scale the circumference, you only scaled it on the x-axis, and that's why it got squished, right? Or you scaled it on the z-axis, so it got kind of squished. Now because of that, you wouldn't get the dumbbell kind of look, right? Also, if you notice, because it got squished, your weight is not aligned with the handle, right? Because you want the handle to go right through the center of the weight, right? And right now the handle is kind of off center, right? So you want to correct that, okay? And once you correct that, your mirror modifier is not working because in unlike what my demonstration was, in my demonstration the handle was along the x-axis, which is the red axis, and that's why I was moving it along the x-axis. In your case, your handle is along the y-axis. You can see the green axis, and that's why yes, you need to turn x off and turn y on, right? And now if you go to edit mode and you move it, now you will get a duplicate, but your objects are kind of deformed. Something's happened, so that's why you want to undo it, right? Redo it. Like it's not exactly. Can you see? There's some kind of deformation. So somewhere by mistake you've kind of skewed the object or something, right? And tomorrow we are going to get into some more techniques that allow us to see these kind of these kind of errors that we make while building, right? Because right now, all this while, whatever we've been doing, we've been building in perspective view, in this view. right? Tomorrow I'm going to show you some other techniques where we can check from different views and be sure of our positions, because modeling is about accuracy, and if you are not accurate, you are going to have small issues, and those small issues, as you continue building your model, will compound, and then it will become so big that you can't, then you'll have to just start again, like right now, right now if you try to fix this, it's going to take more time than to just start afresh, you know so, so I'm going to teach you those techniques, very simple techniques of how to stay on track. All right, so in the meanwhile, so today's session has come to an end. Pratyush, you have a question?
Yeah, so basically there is a problem in my render actually. May I just share?
Yeah, share your screen.
Wait a second.
All right, we are almost done with our session. We'll just address Pratyush's question, and then I just want to close the session. Yeah, with like just tell you what has to be done. Yeah,
So basically it's not being like rendered.
it's
Like
it's not getting
like
rendered.
a blank thing.
Show me your screen.
Here it's not showing.
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay. Can you see now?
No,
No.
no, I can't see. Sorry, I can't see, Pratyush. Ah, now I can see. Yes. Yes. All right.
Wait, something else stuck in here. Sorry, but
Window.
I can navigate out.
Okay. I'll tell you what, tomorrow now, all of you, you've got any desk on your computer, right? So tomorrow's session we'll use any desk to see your screens. Okay. I will access your computer and I'll be able to see your screen.
Now?
No, I can't see. Your screen is gone now.
Okay, fine. I'll just. Oh, it's maybe. Basically, what is happening that so there is like glitching basically in the image program it's called pixel. Like glitching basically.
Glitching when you're trying to render.
Yes.
But what are you trying to hit F12 and render?
No, I just went to viewport and then that the
Render viewport.
yes,
And it's glitching. Okay,
yes.
okay. I'm not sure why that's happening, but typically, if you this is what you have to do. Like you set a nice view, whichever view you like. Just place the view here, and then go to view, and then you say render viewport preview, and that should immediately pop up a screen, right?
No, that happened like
Yeah.
glitching.
Okay, I think I can see your screen. One second. Let me stop my screen sharing. Yeah. Okay, so you are right now in render view. Close this window. Yeah, you are in the you've changed your view right now. That's why it's
Yes.
glitching.
Okay, so when I went to like here,
Ha,
oh yeah, it happened now.
ha.
But when I went to here, then it was like all glitching.
Okay, I'm not sure, but right now you are in your render. This is rendered already now.
Yes, but it's glitching.
Okay. Uh, I'm not sure. Just try, like, maybe restart Blender or restart your machine, and it should not happen. If it persists, then we'll look at it tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And for whatever you missed, and all of you, you can refer to the video that I will share. Most of you got the whole thing. In case you wanted to refresh, like Niranjan and Pratyush, you can follow the video. I'll be sharing it in about half an hour. Okay. Now, I want you guys to do a couple of things. Okay. I am going to share a couple of images on the group. these are basic simple models. I want you to try it out, okay, before tomorrow. Okay, they're all basic shapes using object mode and putting them together like we did the ice cream, but a little more complex, right? I want you to try it out and use the same method. See it, look at it properly, break it, figure out what are the shapes in it, okay, then build it, and then make it yours, right? Make it yours, like make it cooler, make it, add something that you like, change the proportions, right? Make it your own expression of whatever I have shared, okay? So I'm going to share those images on the group for you guys to do. That's your homework, all right? And do that for tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll meet again at 3 o'clock and we'll take it forward from there. All right, cool, cool guys. Okay, I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something today. Some of you might have already known this, but as we move forward, we're going to get into some really cool techniques, things that you might have not known before, right? And with things that will help you make, cooler things, right? All right. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Okay, and we'll be in touch, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Okay, good night, Ashmin. Chalo, bye.